What's going on, guys? It's me, Shukashu. We're back with another Musume video, and in this video we are just gonna be looking at how the Group B finals go. So just a pretty straightforward video, and then right after, like always, after every CM after the Group B finals, we'll just go over the comments. So with that being said, before we do jump into the Group B finals race, if you guys haven't joined the Discord server, link is down in the description down below. There's a channel called Circle Quest for those who haven't joined a circle or are looking for a circle to join. Y'all are free to join the circle that I'm in. It is called Shushu. Once you give that a search, hit request join, it'll let me know that you want to join the circle. And then after that, head over to the comment section or the circle request channel on the Discord server. Let me know that you sent the request along with your in-game name, just so I can make sure that you get accepted in the circle, not somebody else. But with that being said, that is not it for the Discord server. Let us get the race started, and then we can just get started with the comments. Plus, it shouldn't be that long of a race, as we all know, because it is short distance. Now let's just see if my short distance Umas are and cap are good enough to get the win. Well, I guess they should be if they're able to make it this far, at the very least. But we are about to hit the middle. Honestly, I probably could have brought out Marzensky as well. But it looks like, well, let's see if Kalsonlight can pass him. If not, let's see if Cap can catch up towards the final corner or the final straight, last 200 meters for her unique. Hopefully she's not, she's really far off. Never mind. And if not her, then, well, there's Bakushino, but Cap can still catch up. She can, well, no, I would say she could, but she's all the way in the back. I think we got third place again. Honestly though, I didn't expect much from this CM specifically. Oh wait, I could finally see how many do I get out of it. That way I can see what I got last time. Okay, so last time I did get second place. Well, this time I got third place. Fine, another 1200. Can't complain about that. Which now leaves us in this. Well, let me check the news real quick before I go over the comments. Because if we get the Pock Alive, literally, well, if we had gone into Pock Alive earlier today, which is what I'm checking for, because as of right now, if it is earlier today, then it hasn't happened yet. So I'm just taking a look to see if it's later. I know there was a Zombieland Saga collab, but there wasn't really anything. if I'm gonna be honest, it didn't seem like it even happened. October 28th. So that's tomorrow morning. Or not tomorrow morning. Right now I'm still in yesterday, not today. So technically I'm still in the 27th, but as of right now it is the 28th. So this Pock Alive should be happening in a few hours. Yeah, this pocket live should be happening in a few hours. So that means... Does that mean a new scenario tonight? Usually that's how it means for like their banners and all that. They would show the information earlier in the day and then later, like almost a day later, like 18 hours maybe. 18, 16 hours later. Well, let's see. Yeah, I think like 18 hours later. They'll release a banner. So kind of curious. Well, if the banner does get released, then that's most likely. If the banner gets released, then obviously the new scenario should get released at the same time. Yeah, I don't know. Guess we'll just figure it out later. How the scenario is. Well, I guess I will in like 2-3 days, whenever I do my first attempt. But I guess with that being said, let me just double check if I have anything else to worry about this week. As in Wua. I know Wua updates this week. I just don't think there's anything. I don't know if there's anything story related that's getting released. Guess we'll just figure that out later, or I'll figure that out later. But yeah, Zenless should be next week. Same thing with like Star Rail. Genshin was recent, so I guess nothing to worry about. All right. So I guess with that being said, we can start going over the comments. And the first comment is going to be from Nova, and it says, Yabe. That's what my reaction to seeing the title. Yeah. I mean, I did go into yesterday's video without winning, so I was pretty much feeling the same. Congrats on that Group B finals, though. Thank you. Thank you. That's all that matters. Let me make it to the finals, and I'll be happy. Obviously, I would prefer to win, but free currency's free currency, pretty much. Over the weekend, I re-rolled for both CZN and Stellasora. It didn't go that bad. I'm just slowly starting those 2 gotchas, but it can't be helped. Got other gotchas and DNA testing this week. We'll see how long that goes on. So far, CZN has impressed me with the combat and character animation. Stellasora has the best character gotcha design still, but the deadliest gotcha system known to man. From how you described it, I can agree. Best character gotcha design. Best character gotcha design. So, design for the gotcha? The gotcha part? They're giving away 12,000 rocks, so that's 4 multis. On a 20 pulls to guarantee a character. I'm not pulling until I have a solid pity in stock. But isn't it like... It's guaranteed a character, but not guaranteed the actual character, like the rated up character? That's a thing, I think. I don't know. I think that's what you were saying, because you said even if you lose a 50-50, you're still not guaranteed to win and still have to go do another 50-50. I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, that's cheeks to me. That is cheeks to me. Although CZN, I did do a few rerolls. Reroll system, actually probably one of the more convenient ones where you can still keep your account, but just reset your server account, so to speak. Only thing, I wish the reroll was a little bit more faster. I still got to go through the whole thing, but other than that, The reason why I rerolled is because the first time what was his name? Luke. I think that was his name. And then the other time was Hugo. And then the other time was Reen. I think I only did like 3, maybe 4. If I did 4, I don't remember the 4th time. But oh well. We'll see how long I reroll. Hopefully I can get it done. My account this week. I probably won't be too picky about it. I'll just see what I get the first couple times, maybe 10 times. Or unless on one of those 10, I end up with a character I feel satisfied with. I was thinking about keeping Reen, but I kept going because I was like, what other choices do I have? But no, I won't be able to fully focus on re-rolling, or at least have more time on re-rolling until I'm done with Dead Space. But let me move on with the rest of the comments because there's a good amount of comments. Is Combat Threshold the official endgame mode? Yeah, or Threshold Simulation, to be more specific. I'm not sure, so I'm asking, but you're correct. You're correct, Nova. Also, I did the easy part, but not the hard part. I'm going to save that part for when I get Yatari. For the most part, you would only need Miyabi because there's only one ice weakness boss or level. And even if there was 2, the other one, if there was another one, it was most likely Ice Ether. But Vivian was able to handle that without Miyabi. I don't remember if I did do that team because that's just what if. I only remember the final 5 teams, which did not need 2. It did not need 2 ice teams. Matter of fact, it needed 2 ether teams. So I think you should be fine based on our accounts. They're pretty similar, so. But let's see. This mode is actually tedious when compared to DA and Shiyu. Yeah, it's basically if you think about it, Shiyu, because of the different nodes, DA because of the final score for like the final stage. I guess is one way to describe it. It's literally, I feel like they just slapped Shiyu in Defense and Deadly Assault together. I don't even remember how much Roxas was worth doing it. Well, it just gave me motivation to create more teams in the future. I think the extra stage or the optional stage is fine for me. Fine for easy. But I think I'll need them for the hard part. If you want us, for the most part, get a really good score. Yeah. Or it can be the one thing you need to reach at least the minimum score. Because I think for one of them, I barely went over, I think. While for 2 of them, I went stupidly over. I'd add that it's only 15 characters needed, but also be mindful about the weakness. So I guess you need to have a firm foundation for 5 teams of different attributes. You can probably wing it with some teams, but I think the hard mode won't be that lenient. Well, the only reason why I said at least 15 characters built is because I went through 15, 16 characters. The 15, 16 was Lucy and Piper. Because I did end up using Piper. So, in a way, I was thankful that I built her. So yeah. I would say 15 minimum, but that's only if your 15 just so happens to work against the 15 builds up the 5 teams you need for the battles, or yeah, the battles, I guess, or the levels. But for the most part though, whatever characters I pulled forward did. did match it. So for the most part, only additions were like Lucy and Piper. Although I did have a couple other characters that I probably could have added. It just didn't work out because when I was going through the process of like, who should I do here instead of that, and fixing over my teams, it just didn't make the cut. More so like the Zhu Yuan or the Jingyi or the Ellen, because didn't really need two ice characters. But by then I'll probably have Yidhari. I'll be able to run two rupture teams because I'll probably just end up giving Lucia to Yidhari. I don't know who the third character would be, because based on the story, it was basically two ruptures and Lucia. I don't know. Maybe build Komano for fun. Maybe. And then I can just stick with my usual Yishuan team if I decide to use two rupture teams, or if I feel like I need to use two rupture teams. Then I could just stick to Yishuan Swim that I've been using. I guess it would be Pokra and Panda with Yishuan. Unless I somehow end up with Jufufu next week. But I think for the most part, for the characters that we pulled Nova, I think if most people had done the same pulls as we did, for the most part, they should be fine with for most of their teams. Most, if not all. Because for me, it was just filling in the last two spots with two A ranks that I just so happen to build. So yeah. The closest thing I could compare it to is probably the Stygian endgame in Genshin. But let me speed up my responses a little bit more, because if I give long responses for each and every of these, we're gonna be here for probably another hour. Don't want that. Don't want that. Dead Space hype, yes. Yes, Dead Space is in the works at the moment. I have already started, like I said. Goal is to get it done by Thursday. That way I can get it, as early as possible Thursday. That way I can edit it as early as possible Thursday and just worry about uploading it Friday, which I believe Friday is Halloween. So all if everything goes well, all points to Dead Space getting posted by around sometime Halloween. I downloaded the PC client for DNA. Official launch is the 28th at the 9 p.m. my time. So tomorrow. I knew it wasn't the 28th, I just didn't know what time. But if it's 9 p.m. your time, then I'll probably check it out either later that night or the next day. We'll see. So I'll just get online the first day to see what it's about. No gotcha. So I am wondering what exactly they'll do for monetization. True, but if it's like, what was it? Blue Residence? Or Blue Protocol Star Residence? I just literally picked, shows the first and last word. They'll probably have some kind of gotcha. That's just not for characters. That's what I'm assuming. But if it's completely no gotcha, then you're right. I don't know how they're gonna make money. Also, do we have a choice in who we are using in the beginning? If it's just a pro tech, then I hope we're OP or decent. I don't know anything about DNA other than the no gotcha thing, so and the comparison to Warframe. So beats me. Turned on the Switch 2 and yep, I installed Pokemon and that was it. Probably won't be playing it right now until I catch up on Cesian and Stellasora. Rune Factory is just a side game, and farming and getting waifu's affection up is just a pastime. I haven't touched anime in a long while. Probably should just finish Shield Hero Season 4. I guess I should just gotten picky about animes as I age. I don't watch everything nowadays. I could see that. I could see that. I feel like I may or may not be in that phase because I'm just jumping in and out of anime. Even though I have a whole backlog of what I want to watch and all that, but I just been more focusing on games. Probably because the whole time I was watching anime, I wasn't really playing the games that I have. So it's, I guess maybe the games are just taking their turn right now. Maybe. I don't know if you watched the Fallout TV series before, but the second season is dropping in December. No? You know why? It's because remember when I said that I stopped watching Western, I guess Western TV shows, they gave up on Netflix, stopped listening to Western music, fully focused on Japanese music, anime, and all that, or YouTube. Still pretty much there. I still don't see myself watching TV series. I guess I'll probably never end up watching TV series again. Well, let's see what you gotta say. I'm hyped for it knowing that it's the only thing we'll get from Bethesda related to Fallout. They are making the new Elder Scrolls and Fallout 5 will be after that. So after the second season. It's fine. Usually games like Elder Scroll and Fallout, based from the past, say they have long times. They usually take a long time to get it up anyway. Plus, I'm fine. The Elder Scrolls was so long ago though. If at least it feels like a long time ago. That was high school. It was fun though. So that'll probably be a decade or so. Well, it's already been like more than a decade for, right? Oh hell yeah, it's already been more than a decade since Skyrim. Right? Yeah. It's definitely been more than a decade since Skyrim. We just double check. Oh, yeah. 2011. Long time ago. So yeah. Then again, Bethesda really lost their credibility a while ago. The recent announcement was the repackaging of Fallout 4 with their DLCs. I'm like, bruh, you could have given us Fallout 3 or New Vegas remake. What a letdown. Honestly, yeah, they could have. They could have. And then I don't know. Who knows how long it will be until later. I mean, they could have just probably waited for the remake for Fallout 4 to re-release it. Well, like I said, the last Fallout I played was probably 3. So I don't remember playing New Vegas. I have 128 games on Steam over the years. Good thing they don't expire, but it just seems like I am a digital hoarder on Steam. You're not the only one. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of us. It's the same. Corn says you're not the first and definitely not going to be the last digital hoarder. Yep, I agree with Corn. Thank you, Corn, for replying. In the older generations, when we still have to use an actual Pokemon skill to dive, surf, fly, etc., I did tend to get a Swanna for the surf fly functionality. I do appreciate it in the newer generation's quality of life. I haven't caught a shiny like ever in all the Pokemon games I played. Oh wow. I just never bothered with it. Well, I guess that makes sense. If you don't, it's been a Nova thing since you were a kid. It's been a Nova thing since you were a kid, from what it seems like. If you can't be bothered, you're not gonna do it. What I spent most on a Pokemon game is trying to use an Ultra Ball on a legendary Pokemon. It was an hour battle with saves redos. I eventually got over the other ball, using any other ball but a Pokeball. So at one point I just started using Pokeballs over any other ball, even though it was the most basic one to use. Pineapple pizza and Starbucks pumpkin latte are two things that shouldn't exist in my humble opinion. Well, that's random. Starbucks pumpkin latte, so they're pumpkin spice stuff, basically. I don't see how that shouldn't exist, because fall season is all about the pumpkin spice or pumpkin flavored things, or like fall flavors, like apparently pralines and other stuff. So I don't see what's wrong with Starbucks having a pumpkin latte or pumpkin spice latte, however specific you want to get. Pineapple pizza is just a preference. I don't, doesn't really bother me. Rick says pineapple pizza is good. Have you even tried it? I used to mock it also before tasting it, but it tastes good in my opinion. Like I said, I'm neutral. It doesn't taste bad, nor it doesn't taste amazing. So yes, I could say it tastes fine or it tastes good, but I'm not giving it any more praise than that. Nova says, I tried it all right. That's where my disdain came from. I'll just say it. It's a taste of aversion. It's 50-50, I would say. Oh no, I think most people would just be neutral about it. And then there's the people who just straight up hate it. And then, yeah, I feel like most people are neutral. And then there's the people who hate it. And then and then I guess the few who lives by it, I guess. We'll go with that. Thank you, Rick, for replying on that one. Oh yes, I'm completely oh yes, I am walking in completely blind. By your reaction though, I'm guessing we won't have the usual starters. Update, got the Chica because Chica's awesome and Bayleaf is Bay. Also, what happens that night in the city is low-key giving me the Purge vibes. Battle on site. It looks like you started playing, obviously, since you chose Chikorita. I didn't choose Chikorita because it was my least favorite out of the three in Johto. And then Tepig is just Gen 5. Although I don't really have too much hate towards the starters, it's just Gen 5. If I see Gen 5, I'll generally just be like, depending on the Pokemon, just be like, eh. Or just don't care. Or just don't care. Hundreds Academies DLC is still in the works, I think. But let's get to 200 endings. Yippee. Okay, so it is another 100 endings. I did remember correctly. That's crazy. So for the 100 endings, I think I said it yesterday. Obviously, it's 100 different endings, but is it like also? I'm assuming 100 different ways, essentially, right, to reach the endings, but like also similar route paths and decisions, possibly just different timings of it. I don't know. It just seems very interesting. 100 endings. There's also another Xenoblade remake for the first game, I think. Not sure if I'll try that after completing Xenoblade 3. I just need to find time. Time is such a luxury. I agree. I think there is another Xenoblade remake. You're right. I think. For the first one, yeah. I agree. I mean, I'm agreeing with you that I think there is. It's a shame that I have way more modifiers in Woowa than the calibration thing in Zenless. 181 to be exact. Well, it's 128 now after working on Gobrena. I've actually used my modifiers since it was released. I still have some. It's just I've pretty much just been using it. Zenless also, so I shouldn't have much. Oh, I should be getting a refill at least for the modifiers in Zenless because of the monthly. I saw the entire drama on the VA strike like an hour or so video on it, and that was genuinely a waste of my time. Everyone involved was very stupid. That's all I can say about that. So you couldn't be bothered to do any other thing but just most likely listening to the VA strike for like an hour. You'd rather waste your time on that. Yes, time is truly a luxury. I knew about the VA strike. Once I got like a couple shorts out of it, I was like, yeah, like I get it, but it's still stupid. Now will I accidentally make it a platform in the League of Heroes? I hope so. You possibly can, but I don't think it will happen if we don't care about League of Heroes as much as CM. Tanoki says platform is usually simpler than Group A. I agree. I guess people just don't really try for League of Heroes. I agree. I've been pretty much saying that, where especially myself, Nova, or at least even for the people who comes and goes with comments in the past. It seems like CM is over League. Obviously, it's taken seriously over League of Heroes, but I feel like most of the whales obviously would be the ones who are doing just fine at League of Heroes, but it is what it is. I usually try about equally, but relatively, since others switch off, it becomes easier. I guess so. I think for myself, it's practically the same because it's the same process. I'm still just doing the same thing, prepping. I guess the whole seriousness would just be based on the Umas I use, but it's just the same. I use whoever you want to use, so is there really a difference? Probably not. Nova says it's just a different playstyle, one focused on an ace and one is about making a generally good team. In that sense, I'd say I'm lacking usually in the latter. I don't have many options for dirt. It would be nice if I do get to plat 4 this time around, so I have it on the record. Oof. Oh, it's funny. Literally a month ago. A month ago? Yeah, I guess a month ago. Or maybe more. You were like, I don't know who to use for short distance besides naming all the best ones. So I don't know if I should believe you or not, Nova. Thank you, Tanoki, for replying. It's not hard to piss off Eugen. In fact, I'd say it's a lot easier than you might think. Actually, I could see it. I could see it. It's just I don't try to piss off Eugen. I'm like someone who tries to troll everyone for their own amusement. Or at least mainly Eugen, I guess. Since he seems to be, I don't know, cranky with you at sometimes. Live stream for Uma is tomorrow, so I'm just gonna wait and see what happens with the next scenario. I guess, yeah, because this was for yesterday's video, so it is today. I'm hoping for a new general in card, if you remember what I predicted from the comments some time ago. Then again, a dirt speed card would be interesting to say the least. As for the Uma for the scenario, I think I saw Teo in the scenario catering to short mile distance. My investment is in the medium long for the most part. I didn't care much for GFF, for example. I generally don't have any input because I never really cared for the scenarios, as in like I never really made it an issue to care for the scenarios because it's just something that came along every couple months. And if it's different, it's different. It's just part of the game. So that's why I never really had any complaints with any scenarios at all. Kazuki responded saying if it's universal int on the new scenario, since they released a universal power in the current scenario, I guess it will be universal stamina on the 5th anniversary. The universal cards are now complete. But yeah, I'm gonna skip the new scenario since I'm too broke right now. Straight up pulling to the 5th Annie, or vice versa, universal stamina now, then universal int on the 5th Annie. And then Nova says, oh no, but the scenario card is base. He's just gonna have to borrow it. It's that simple. Well, I mean, I guess the only reason why Kazuki was broke is because since he started his account, he's just been pulling. said he was gonna stop pulling, but still kept pulling. So if you are broke now, then yeah, I can see why. Last two comments from Nova says, I did mean that Suzuka should be Great Escape, but did lump in Machan for general runner meta. Also, inheriting Great Escape would be insane. It would be. It would be. Yeah, I just felt weird that you lumped in Machan because you mentioned Great Escapes, but then Machan's not a Great Escape. So it's kind of just like, eh. I guess Kazuki just responded so many times and I felt compelled to respond here. Oof. Well, if it starts looking like just a conversation between two people, I'm not gonna continue going over it because, or if there's like, it literally just felt like a conversation, so that's the reason why I didn't feel like going. So that's the fact that we were already like around over an hour. Did not want to spend like another 5-10 minutes reading a conversation. But other than that, that is pretty much it for the comments from Nova. Thank you for all the comments, Nova. I believe you were the only ones that I saw here. And then Korn, Rick, and Tanoki, and Kazuki for replying. Next comments, or comment, is going to be from... Is it comments or comment? Because for some odd reason, sometimes they don't show me all the comments. Okay, it is just one comment from... Yeah, it is just one comment from Kazuki. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. It's always the betweener and chasers, man. That's why I have a complicated love and hate relationship with the strategy. No love-hate relationship here. If I like the Uma, I like the Uma. That simple. Nova says, I feel like I'm attacked on a fundamental level. I guess I could say the same because I like chasers, apparently. I mean, I do like chasers. So I guess, technically. And then Kazuki says, I attacked myself also. Well, I guess so, he did. Because he did say love-hate relationship. But other than that, thank you, Kazuki, for the comment, and Nova for replying. Next comments are from Korn. Ah, okay, yeah. Online only. The most broken mons were used. I used to play competitive Pokemon all the way back since Hard Gold and Soul Silver days. Stopped around that time with the Ultra Beast and Tapus. Hard Gold, Soul Silver. That was Gen 4. Dang. Like I said, the closest thing to competitive Pokemon was just building competitive Pokemon to use against friends and my brother. That's it. Also, yeah, I need to see what the new scenario is working with and the new Uma. I kind of wish they did the month schedule like they do global, so I know if I need to spend or wait for Umas. Well, the only reason why global is doing it is because they have information from JP, so regardless, it wouldn't make sense for us to have it. Because most gachas, they'll give you at least some... Nope, most gachas will probably not even let you know ahead of time. Some do with their news. Some will let you know the day of, like Pretty Derby. They'll do the Pocket Live the day of the banner most of the time. It'll be like early in the morning. At least our time will be early in the morning. And then it'll get released towards nighttime. I don't know. It kind of makes sense that we don't know what gets released until the day of. And just like most gachas, I mean, you don't have to pull day one. You literally have however much time they put to think about it. So does it really matter if we get to know ahead of time or not? When we're all just waiting for it to get released and you either pull or not pull, whether or not you knew about it or not. At least it's my opinion. Rick says if we look up Game Toro, we can no future banners with JP. They revealed them on stream, and after that, we have less than 24 hours until the new UMA drops, so we kind of have a surprise for the new banners. Yeah, we still know ahead of time, just not like days or weeks ahead. And then Tanoki says they do it there because everything is known already. JP, they announce, hype, and live stream things. It's actually kind of fun to tune into Pocket Live. You should try it. Honestly, I can see it because I have tuned in a couple times, just not the past like year maybe or so. I've tuned in only just to check it out, but not really watch the whole thing. And then the last from Corn, the backlog of games is piling. It will never end. I have so many games in my wish list because I found them interesting, but I know I'll never get to them. Well, wish list. That's if you buy them. If you don't buy them, you can't play them. I'm talking about, which I do have a lot of them. But even then, I still do have a lot of games. Whether if it's Steam library or I guess my Epic library. There's still a good amount of games I can play. And post for you guys to see what games I'm playing and all that, or have thought about playing. And just see how it is. So if you guys do want to see that, let me know. I don't mind possibly maybe depending on the pacing, a game or two a month. Maybe. Or depending on the game as well. Depending on the game as well. I say like a game or two a month because I don't know how long the games are. And if one of the games does seem like it's gonna be a little bit long, then it could be that one game for like 2 months. But we'll see. Thank you, Corn, for the comments, and Rick and Tanoki for replying. And then lastly, our comments from Tanoki. The first one says, I didn't pull for Autumn KSM is my point. Since she got released, I haven't even pulled any UMA, so it's not even possible to get spooked. Yeah, I haven't pulled for UMA since... I'm pretty sure most of us haven't pulled since Still in Love. Most of us. I would assume so. It's usually, well, I guess if you pulled for Espoir City, then that's a different story. So, was she after or before? Or this? I think she was after Still in Love. Wait, you said you haven't pulled since Autumn KS Miracle. But you said you didn't pull for... But didn't you pull for Espoir City, which was after KSM? The alt version. I guess, is that considered the autumn version? I don't know. I just called it the alt version because... Whatever. I just know Espoir City was after. So technically you did pull after KSM. Because Espoir City was after. And you're like... And I believe you did pull for Espoir City, didn't you? Since you started commenting less, I've been remembering less, so I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. I do know Kazuki did pull for her. I just don't remember if you pulled for her, Tanoki, but I'm fairly certain you did because you were waiting for her the whole time, so... Yeah, technically you did pull. Not technically, you did pull after KSM. Because that was Espoir City. 24 out of 40 in round 2, 54 out of 80 in total. There's an okay chance in Group A finals. And Anova says, what's good in your standards, Noki? And Tanoki says, anything that doesn't feel like a coin toss. I think this one is a coin toss. Then Nova says, I guess I'll just use the term comfortable if I do get that feeling in the future. True. Thank you, Nova, for replying. And lastly, the last comment. As the last CM on this scenario ends, it's time to reflect. Time to celebrate the JP streamers that figured out 5-speed meta, forcing side games to knee-jerk to make the easiest, chillest, and most consistent scenario ever. Not so excited for the new scenario, honestly. Like I said, I don't really care for what the next scenario is, or what this. I usually just adapt. If I enjoy it more than the others, so be it. But I don't really care for excitement for the new scenarios or not, because I've played all of them and no complaints. So it is what it is. It is what it is. It's just like the whole drama thing with the other gotchas and all that. If it doesn't concern me, or if it doesn't concern me, or if I don't care but others do, then that's their problem, not mine. Oh yeah. Oh, and then lastly, there's a comment from Rick. I won Group B finals. Congrats, Rick. Congrats. You snuck that in. You snuck that in. But other than that, thank you for all the comments. Well, we almost won an hour as well. Thank you for all the comments, Rick, Tanoki, Korn, Kazuki, and Nova, for all the comments. Appreciate it as always. And the reason why I say it's almost an hour is because it's like, I think we started going over the comments like 6 minutes in the video. So we've been going over the comments for like 40 minutes with nothing going on in the background. That's why I try to get over the comments a little bit faster, but it just seemed like a typical video at this point. So I guess with that being said, guys, I guess tomorrow's video would be about the new banner, and yeah, just the new banner. Maybe we'll most likely do polls since it's a new scenario, and then the day after should be the new scenario. So with that being said, guys, that is going to be it for this video. If you guys did make it this far, I do want to say thank you. Quick, I guess, refresher. I did, well, I just, of the race, I got 3rd place. That's pretty much it. But if you guys did make it this far, listen through all the comments and all that, I do appreciate it. If you guys can, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. Let me know how you guys did in the CM finals. Whether it's Group A, Group B, doesn't matter. Just let me know how you did. And if there's anything else you guys want to talk about or ask me, just leave it down in the comment section down below. As long as it's appropriate, I'll go over it. And if you guys haven't joined the Discord server, link is down in the description as well. There's a channel called Circle Quest for those who haven't joined a circle or are looking for a circle to join. Y'all are free to join the circle that I'm in. It is called Shushu. Once you give that a search, hit request to join. It'll let me know that you want to join the circle. And after that, head over to the comment section or the Circle Request channel on the Discord server. Let me know that you sent the request along with your in-game name, just so I can make sure to add you into the circle and not somebody else. But with that being said, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you once again. And as always, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.